What up, Super Squad? This is a big one. Action plans can now be synced directly to HubSpot via tickets. 36 fields with custom mappings that can be added when you do something in an action plan, or your customer client does something in an action plan, will automatically be transferred into HubSpot, and then use that for workflows on top of it. I'm gonna pass it over to our dev team to show how it works.
The super duper feature update. It's super duper duper.
What is up, y'all? Super Steve here coming with a big update for action plans. You can now sync your action plan data into HubSpot. Super easy to set up. Let me show you how to get started with it. So from now on an action plan instance, in the top bar, you'll see a sync to CRM button. When you click this, the first time at least, you'll open it and you'll see that you're not connected. Once you are connected, we'll need to start syncing, but then we need to set up the sync. Let's go ahead and click this to get set up. So to start with, we'll support syncing for tickets, and we have plans to add syncing for other things such as projects or custom objects in the future. So when I click on this, the easiest way to get started is to click Create All Properties. What we're going to do is for each of the supered fields below, we are able to map that into a certain HubSpot property. If you don't have the property already created, we'll go ahead and create it for you. Now, you could do this all by hand and pick the properties you want. I think it's easiest just hit create all and sync everything. And as part of this as well, we'll also sync in the initial ticket status, which is the pipeline, and the subject will be the title. So the difference here is that whenever Supered creates a record, we will set these fields. And when we're whenever we're syncing the data, we'll be setting these fields. And the benefit of this is if you're changing the ticket's pipeline stage or the ticket's subject, you don't want those things to be updating as you setting back to what they were. So they only set on create. Now there's an option to also, it's disabled by default, but we can enable this ability to auto create. Let's go ahead and enable that, and we'll save our mapping. So when I go back to my action plan, it's still not connected to a record, but I can see I have the ability to create a ticket. And what we're going to do here is we're basically going to be looking for a record that's existing with this action plan ID. And if we have one, we'll return it. Otherwise, we'll create a new run. So I actually already have a record for this. So when I click create ticket, it'll actually return a record that already exists in my HubSpot account. I could also go in to the ticket screen and I could click create new ticket, and this will create a brand new ticket for me. And when I actually look at this ticket, what you'll see when you look at all properties is there'll be a supered action plan group. And there's 36 different properties that will be written into this group based on the action plan. We're capturing things like who's it's assigned to, how many days has been since it started, when was it finished, information about how many tasks there are, how many tasks are remaining. We sort of break out by coordinator and key person what those the next task is that's due for them, and just lots of useful information that you can use to power your HubSpot workflows. And from this point, once it's connected, it just automatically syncs. So as soon as something changes in this action plan, it's going to sync within a minute to HubSpot. We also sync every night so that we can make sure that that data is always up to date. And then you can also sync on demand. So if I click the sync now button, I'll see this updates here. And it's nice because we'll show you when we last synced exactly. So okay, as of 3:31 p.m., this has been synced and is up to date. Now, obviously, you can disconnect this if you don't want this syncing anymore. Or you can go in and find an existing ticket, searching for a ticket name, and you can then link the record that way. Let's go ahead and go back to the original ticket. So super easy to set up. I'll just do it one more time. We go to the connections page. We go to the action plan sync. We select our ticket. We click create all properties, and we save it. I'm going to turn off auto create here. We're rocking and rolling. Super easy to set up. Very powerful. As always, stay awesome, stay super.